Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Nitro Magnum for all you big dogs, not you big dongs, big dogs out there. That's right, this thing's designed for big-footed riders. Now if you're thinking of picking one of these up, we do have affiliate links down in the description below for this and everything else mentioned in the review. If you're not thinking of picking it up online, go down to your local shop, slap them a high five and say we sent you. This board features Nitro's cam out camber profile, which is just cam rocker. So you get rocker in the tips, camber through the middle of the board. That camber is going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive, while that rocker in the tips is going to give you ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as more optimal powder float. This board's available in 159, 163, 167, and 171 for you big dogs. Super big dogs. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny bluebird day with 0 winds. You had perfect hero snow, pristine corduroy that you could just set an edge into, brick-ass corduroy in the shade, which was sketchy, a little bit of chop and chunder on the lower mountain, and I used my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Flex and stability. This is your quintessential middle-of-the-road, all-mountain flex. Softer tips accentuated by the rocker, stiffer midsection with an abundance of torsional flex. It's really easy to ankle steer this board. You don't really have to worry about it. Now, when you get up to speed, you do get some chatter in the nose and that will resonate back underfoot. You ram into something that's like really crusty and frozen, once again, you're gonna feel it. But if you're in like some softer snow, it'll climb up on top of it. You don't have to worry about it. Overall, the board's moderately stable. You're gonna feel some of that kinetic energy coming up underfoot, but it's not enough to overwhelm you. And to get bucked around, you really gotta hammer it into some rutted out terrain. The snap on this board is consistent out of the camber section. You load it up, you roll back on the tail, it pops. It's not gonna send you to the moon, but it's consistent. You know what you're gonna get. So what you put in is what you're gonna get out of it. So with a little bit more load, a little bit more snap, you're gonna go a little bit higher, a little bit further. If you wanna send it deep on something, use a little bit more speed. As this board is designed for Satchmos, let's be real, they're not gonna be sending it to the moon. Now when it comes to jumps, small to medium is about where you wanna do it. We'll be real here. Big dudes ain't hitting the big line, we all know it. Let's just be real with ourselves. They're gonna go cruise, they might hit something in that 20, 25 foot range, but they're not going to a 45 foot plus jump with it. It pops well off the lip. It's consistent, just like the pop on a side hit for you. It lands smoothly and it lets you ride away. All right, we're about halfway through this review. Go down, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go do that. Click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the programming we've got coming out for you. You got rocker in the tips, right? That's a nice sweet spot to press into. You got a little bit more in the nose just with the way the tip shape is. And when you press into it, it holds and it doesn't fight you, but you still get that snap out of the camber. Now with a size 10 boot, yeah, I had a little bit more width than say someone that has a size 13. That's gonna kind of differentiate how you actually press into it. It's not a bad thing, but it's butterable to a point. Now, when it comes to jibbing, this is not what this board is made for at all. Stock tricks, you're gonna be fine. You know, if you know how to pop and land on your tail, cool. You can probably do a tail press on a flat bar or a box. Same thing with the nose. When you go sideways, you got the width for balance, and it's got the right amount of flex to just cradle around the feature. It doesn't fully clap out, but it will get you through no problem. This is where this board actually stands out in my opinion. Now, it's not the most aggressive board for carving, but it's concise, which is nice. You do have power pods underfoot. That gives you added grip, especially when you're ankle steering the board. The nice thing about this board is that camber lets you really just load it up and drive it hard. And then in conjunction with that torsional flex, you can disengage your front foot or your back foot depending on how you're twisting it and really see how it will carve. Short, tight, quick carves are easy. They're flawless. It locks in. It's very smooth. And that translates over to medium carves. Now, when you really want to drive it, you can push your knee into the center of the board, push off the tail, and really get it to apex out. And you've got that added grip from that rear power pod. Now, if you turn it up to 11 and you're like, I'm gonna lay it out, you'll find out real quick you might wanna just turn it back down a little, maybe to like a 7 or 8. on that scale because it does have limitations. Yeah, you can lay it over. That's not the problem. It's got the width for the most part, unless you're like a size 16 boot. But that's where it starts to lack some of that power. So if you're a really heavy rider that's very aggressive, you might have some issues with this. Rider in mind, this is for the big-footed Sasquatch rider that isn't the most domineering. They're not gonna dominate their board. They're gonna be a little bit more laid back. Like what we're doing over here? Wanna support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. I'll give this board this. It's consistent. It's never let me down anytime I've had to get on it, and I think it's one of the oldest running wide boards on the market. Now, is it the stiffest, most aggressive thing out there? No, but it's consistent. You get consistent pop, you get consistent edge hold, it carves well, it rides the whole mountain well for what it is. Like I said, not the stiffest, most aggressive thing out there, which is fine. But for someone that's just looking to cruise and have one board to do it all, it's not bad. Comparable boards: the Amplid Big Kahuna, the Libtech Skunk Ape Camber, the Spring Break Resort Twin. Binding recommendations: the Nitro Team, the Salomon Hologram, the Yes Select. All right, maybe you're not a big-footed rider and you don't need to be looking at the Nitro. If that's the case, go watch a different review. If you are a big-footed rider and you're still feeling that this isn't the one for you, go check out some of our other reviews. We do have boards that come in wides that will fit you. Contrary to popular belief, might have to do a little research. Look at the sizes yourself.